A woman is behind bars for burning a family friend to death. 28-year-old Savannah Renee Adams is accused of killing 37-year-old Tiffany Nicole Dunford outside the victim's home along Ramsey Mountain Road in Max Meadows, Virginia. The incident occurred at around 8 p.m. on Sunday the 17th of November. Tiffany was sitting on an outdoor couch when Savannah drove up in a 2004 silver Dodge Neon, poured gasoline on her and set her alight. Savannah then drove away from the scene. Officers responded to the scene to find the victim writhing in pain with severe burns to most of her body. She was airlifted to a specialist burn centre where she died the next day. The Wythe County Sheriff's Office reached out to the public to find Savannah, providing an image of her in the car she fled the scene in. On the morning of Monday the 18th of November, Savannah turned up at court in Pulaski County for an unrelated attack, and she was arrested. She's charged with first-degree murder and felonious assault, and remains held at the New River Valley Regional Jail without bond. The motive of the killing remains unclear. At the time of the murder, Savannah was out on bond after being charged with assault for hitting another woman in the head with a metal pipe after she was evicted from a trailer home in October last year. A man fatally stabbed his mother as his brother slept at their family home. At just after 5:30 a.m. on Saturday the 16th of November, police responded to a call of an aggravated assault at an apartment in the 1100 block of 12th Street in Santa Monica, California. The man told dispatchers his brother stabbed their mother several times. When officers arrived, they entered the premises and located an elderly female suffering from several stab wounds to her upper body. Officers rendered emergency medical aid to the victim until paramedics arrived. She was rushed to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. Authorities said that the suspect, 43-year-old Vernon Jeremiah Harris, lives at the location with his mother, the victim, and his two older brothers. Investigators said that Vernon has no known criminal history and has physical and developmental disabilities, and that his brother, who called police, acts as a caregiver for him and their mother. The brother told police he woke up early that morning when he heard his mother yelling for help. When he walked into her bedroom, he found Vernon standing over her with a knife. The third brother was at work during the incident, but arrived on scene during the investigation. A search warrant was executed at the apartment, and detectives located the weapon used in the attack. Vernon was arrested and booked into the Los Angeles County Jail on murder charges. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. A mother of a 10-year-old girl killed in an accidental shooting has been arrested on meth trafficking charges after authorities found drugs in her possession. At 9:57 p.m. on Monday the 18th of November, authorities responded to a home in the 300 block of Wendy Lane in Windsor, South Carolina on reports of a girl shot. When officers arrived, they entered the premises and found the girl's mother holding the victim who was bleeding. The girl was unresponsive with a gunshot wound to her chest. They administered medical aid until paramedics arrived, but she was unable to be saved and was pronounced dead at the scene. The girl was identified as 10-year-old Miyah Harp. A preliminary investigation revealed that a family member was holding a small caliber rifle when it accidentally discharged, striking Miyah. Miyah's mother, 32-year-old Amalia Nicole Beltran, is the only person other than the victim listed on the incident report. She's listed as both the suspect and the witness. While investigating the shooting, officers discovered a large amount of meth at the residence. Amalia was arrested and booked into the Aiken County Detention Center and charged in trafficking in meth, 28 grams or more. Her arrest was not directly in connection to the shooting, however further charges are possible as the investigation into the matter continues. 42-year-old Quincy Lamar Grimes Sr. of Bamberg, South Carolina is accused of exposing himself and assaulting a young girl. Authorities said that on the 13th of October, Quincy inappropriately touched a juvenile victim while exposing his genitals to her. The incident was reportedly recorded on a cell phone. On Monday the 18th of November, Quincy was arrested and charged with first-degree assault and battery and exposure of private parts in a lewd and lascivious manner. Quincy remains held at the Bamberg County Detention Center. A woman is accused of harming a 20-month-old daughter. On the afternoon of Tuesday, the 19th of November, authorities responded to a home in the 1500 block of South Kentucky Avenue in Evansville, Indiana on reports of an unresponsive child. Medics transported the baby girl to a local hospital, where medical staff found severe head injuries, including bleeding and swelling that required emergency surgery to relieve pressure on the brain. Bruising was also found on the child, including her stomach, buttocks and arms. The mother, 20-year-old Alexandrea Ring, explained to police that earlier in the day her daughter soiled her clothes due to a poorly fitting diaper. She said that after changing the diaper, the baby began to cry. She said that she couldn't handle the crying and it set her off, and she held the child over the pack and play and threw her in it. Police said that later on, Alexandrea, who's 30 weeks pregnant, altered her story, claiming her large belly prevented her from placing the child in the pack and play correctly, and that she accidentally dropped her. She explained that after picking the baby up, the baby fell face first into the cabinet, hitting her head on a metal piece which caused her forehead to bruise. Police said that Alexandrea contacted her boyfriend to express concerns about the child's condition, but failed to seek medical help until about 3 hours later, after her boyfriend got home from work. Alexandrea was arrested and booked into the Vanderburg County Jail on charges of domestic battery and neglect of a dependent. A teenage girl is behind bars for killing her mother. At 8:02 a.m. on Tuesday the 19th of November, authorities arrived at the home of 41-year-old Rachel Wagner at 112 18th Street in Tifton, Georgia, to tell her that her 14-year-old daughter Lilyand Rose Wagner had been involved in a car accident in Bibb County. Police were unable to reach anyone inside and contacted Rachel's employer, who was also unable to find her. They contacted the landlord, who was able to let them inside the house, where they found Rachel dead in the back bedroom with a gunshot wound. Investigators determined that Lilyand fatally shot her mother. The juvenile then took her mother's car and crashed it about 100 miles north away in Bibb County. Lilyand was arrested and charged with malice murder and remains held at the Regional Youth Detention Center. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. A woman is facing multiple charges after she was caught driving drunk with 2 young children in the car. At around 6 p.m. on Friday the 15th of November, deputies in Ohio County, Kentucky tried to pull Samara Ferguson over for speeding, but she sped up. A deputy was able to catch up to her and perform a traffic stop. Authorities said that Samara smelt like alcohol, and deputies found open alcoholic containers as well as an infant and toddler inside the car. Samara was arrested and booked into the Ohio County Detention Center on several charges, including speeding, reckless driving, DUI and 2 counts of wanton endangerment. A 32-year-old former Maryland teacher has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for having sexual relations with a 14-year-old student. In October of 2023, the victim came forward and alleged he had sex with Melissa Marie Curtis beginning in 2015. Melissa was 22 years old at the time and worked as a teacher at Montgomery Village Middle School, where the victim also attended. Melissa ran an after-school program the 14-year-old victim was volunteering for, and the two were often alone together. Melissa sexually assaulted the victim for months until the end of April 2015. She gave the boy alcohol and marijuana, and they had sex more than 20 times while he was in the 8th grade. The victim claimed that Melissa touched him inappropriately at the school, performed oral sex on him, kissed him in the vehicle and had sex with him twice at her mother's home. The victim also told authorities that Melissa touched his penis with her feet at a movie theater and had sex with him at his residence. Melissa pleaded guilty in June to 3 counts of third-degree sex offence, and she was sentenced on the 15th of November to 30 years in prison. She'll serve the sentence with all but 12 months suspended and 5 years of supervised probation following her release. She'll have to register as a sex offender for 25 years and cannot have unsupervised contact with minors other than her own children. A 63-year-old man fatally stabbed his mother before stabbing his wife and himself. At 8:53 a.m. on Saturday the 16th of November, authorities responded to Kaiser Hospital in the 900 block of Serena Drive in Vallejo, California on reports of a stabbing. Upon arrival, police learned that 63-year-old Frank James McMillan visited the hospital where his wife was being treated and stabbed her at least once before using the knife on himself, leaving both in a critical condition. Both Frank and his wife underwent surgery, and they're expected to recover from their injuries. Following his surgery, Frank spontaneously confessed to killing his biological mother at her home on the 100 block of Campbell Avenue before the hospital attack. Officers forced entry into the premises and found Frank's mother deceased inside. Police arrested Frank on charges of murder and attempted murder. He'll be transported to the Savannah County Jail after he's medically cleared for incarceration. The motive for the attacks is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues.